America and gentlemen, start your engine!
Fucking shit me? Dude, how long you been racing? You've been racing 300 fucking years, you stupid fuck.
Come here, you little Hey! Hey, come here! Come here, you
Madsen is howling on James McFadden.
It's basically like rebuilding a car basically after the race, where you take all the injectors out, clean all the pistons, everything like that, take the exhaust pipes off, make sure nothing's scorched, everything like that.
All right, here we go. Episode 13 of the work area. Yeah, got a special guest come in at the last minute, sort of helped us out here. Yeah, flicked him a message to do one on the phone, and he's been good enough to jump in the car and charge straight down to the studio here at TPE, mate. We got the Williamson Racing Team, W24, Jack Williamson off the pole last night, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Thanks for coming in, mate. I appreciate it. Yeah, mate. Well, obviously, yeah, we're here for a Boxing Day review. So we'll just get stuck straight into it, mate. Just overall, how'd you feel about the night?
Yeah, pretty happy with the night. Sort of, bit salty on the feature a little bit, but overall, happy with how our car speed was and how we worked as a team. So, yeah. Yeah,
you guys, like that, we just spoke quickly, but your heat races this year, I think you're 4 from 4. No, is it 2 dashes and 2 heat races to start the year?
I think we got 2 heat wins and just that 1 dash win.
Yeah, that's right. Undefeated, I was saying, after 2. Undefeated in heat races, mate. But so the car's obviously real fast early on in the night.
Yeah, no, we got car speed early on. We just need to work on our setup for the feature. Like, we struggle with the fuel load really bad. So me and Dad and the boys just got to figure out something to do to make us not so shit, pretty much.
Yeah, but you still must be stoked, mate, that you don't have to work on everything. Like, the car's as good as anyone else's. Like, yeah, you're not just like scraping by in the heat races that you have won. Like particularly early in the season, those first 2, you're gone.
No, we've got the speed early. We just, once we can transfer that comfort to the feature, I think we should be right. And I think it's more so down to the experience with the fuel load. It's just that extra weight on the tail tank, and that's the hard part, I think.
Yeah, and you got going in the feature races. Yeah, obviously not where you want to be, but that state title, you were coming on good until you had that little incident. Was it state title where you were coming up to 4th?
King of Wings.
King of Wings, and you're flying in that. How did you feel in that one?
Yeah, that was a weird night because we sucked early in the night and sucked in the heats and dash. And we sort of just threw something at it. Then, it sort of worked and got moving forward. So, yeah.
Awesome, mate. But then, so last night, mate, obviously the big field or anything like that. Did you get nervous before those races?
I didn't really. I was nervous when we were on pole. I was sort of, really sort of frantic about it. But normally, races, we just go in and we're pretty chill about it. And, just sort of tackle it as it comes. No point stressing over stuff you can't control. Yeah,
the crew does seem pretty relaxed when I see in there. Like, obviously, you got Matty Iwan now in on the team as well. He's always sitting there having a chat. Never looks too hectic. Everyone sort of looks calm and relaxed. And I was just wondering sort of how you're feeling coming into probably the biggest week in Australian sprint cars, really, like with the fields that they got going on, and obviously the high limit that's coming up. And then last night's your first proper hit out at it, mate. So you qualifying? How did that pan out for you?
The qualifying was weird because we actually didn't get to do hot laps, so we did wheel packing, and it was all fine. Then went out for hot laps, and I stood on the throttle a little bit, and the motor stumbled, so I pulled in, and actually our fuel onto the fuel pump wasn't done up enough, so I had a fuel leak, so we missed hot laps, and so we just sort of tweaked the car to what we thought it needed for qualifying, just looking at the track, and we hadn't raced for 3 weeks or whatever that break was, so. First lap in qualifying, we were really, really terrible. I'm not sure what the time was. And I felt bad. And then the second lap, I still didn't feel comfortable or really comfortable. But it was good enough for a quick time in our group and 3rd overall. So we're pretty happy with that.
Yeah, right. So it changed that quickly in 1 lap.
Yeah, the first lap, well, because of the wind as well, I think played a bit of it.
Fuck, it was howling, hey?
Yeah, because you can feel that on both ends and, that reacts to the car differently. But it's just one of those things. I knew I just had to sort of dial myself in straight away and blow the cobwebs off as quickly as possible.
So did you change how you entered it, or your line, or both, or what did you change between that first and second lap?
Yeah, well, normally at the Plex, the wind is coming sort of if you're going down the main straight, it's hitting your wing directly, so helps the car enter easily. But then after apex out of 2, it gets underneath the car, so you start to wash up.
Yeah, right.
So you sort of got to like turn later into 1 to, straighten off your exit, then into 3, it's already up you. So you're going to not wash up a bit, but you're not going to be down as much. And then halfway through 3 and 4, like exit and 4, you're going to be locked down because you got the wind.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
So
yeah, so yeah, last night it was more of like a cross breeze, hey?
yeah. So you just have a look at the flags when you're pulling up to get pushed off type thing and have a guess.
Yeah, and so yeah, was it the same line on the laps, or you just actually fixed your lap in the second one?
I think I just fixed it. It was pretty you pretty much just got to chase the colour, not unless there's some dirt through the middle. But yeah, I think we're a little bit snug on the first lap, then I just sort of moved around a bit, and yeah, we're better.
And when you get a lap time like that, do you think that felt all right, or are you like, fuck, that was good? Like, do you really know?
Sometimes you do. Like, if your car's really good, you sort of know if if your hands are straight down the, like actually not moving much, you're like, oh yeah, that should be a pretty smooth lap. But last night I was up on the wheel, for that second lap, and I thought I was spinning it when I come in, then saw the time, and I was like, yeah, that's not too bad. So
yeah, right. So that's weird. Obviously, everyone's got to deal with the same issues then.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, okay. And then the heat race, mate. The first heat race, how did that pan out for you?
Yeah, the heat was actually not too bad. We started out of 4. And got a good start. Got past I think it was Priority or whoever was out of 3. Then managed to pull a slider in Kendo and ran second in our heat. So
yeah, that was good. I'm just looking at it now. Oldfield got out in front a little bit, but you had the fastest lap time again. Like, so early on in the night, like, how similar of a setup are you guys running? Like, is it reasonably similar for the start of the night?
Yeah, like we don't really change too much. Like, I feel like we sort of got our baseline and we sort of tweak it a little bit, if the track's going away or if the track's come in type thing. But yeah, like pretty much our card from qualifying is pretty much the same, and I think that's why we're comfortable to that point.
Yeah. And then do you have much involvement in that car, or who sort of looks after that?
So Dad throws the spanners, but like we sort of chat to each other about what needs what and sort of bounce off each other. And, sometimes like I'll say, we need to do this or whatever, and it's not right. And then other times it's Dad saying we need to do something and it's not. So but we're starting to find our groove this year a bit with it, starting to get on the same ground with it, which is good.
Yeah, because the people you're racing against have done all the same learning that you have, but they're like 5 years ahead. So it's really hard to catch up. But, mate, you guys are making strides against it, aren't you?
Yeah, like that's the biggest downfall for our team really is just experience, you know what I mean? Like you can't really cheat time, and that's the biggest thing to this sport really.
Yeah, how do you catch up, and particularly in those feature races, you just need more laps, but every new lap you get, so does everyone else in the field.
Yeah,
so they're growing, you're growing, so you need to try and shortcut it, but you just can't shortcut.
Yeah, I would love to go down and practice and bugger around with all that type of stuff, but every time the car hits the track, it's just money, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
try not to go to practice not unless we really need to.
Yeah, mate, she's not a cheap sport, is it? And I only know from the wingless sort of side of things, and I'm on the budget side of the wingless as well. So yeah, no. And then last night, mate, what sort of do you get like not intimidated, but like a little bit like, oh fuck, that's Luke Oldfield or Kendrick or King shot next to you? Does that sort of play into you at all, or are you just winging?
Like yes and no. Like sometimes I do. Like I sort of try not to look at the grid sometimes. Like just try to see where I'm starting because like for the feature I did, I was like, holy hell, I've got like 3 heat wins to my name, and I'm guys behind me had what about little guys or like you had Jock and all them boys, and so I was like I'm in pretty good company here. So you just got to be real with yourself and sort of try back yourself as much as you can, and just give it a rip. Yeah.
And what sort of jump did you get off the feature race? Like what was your plan, and then what actually happened?
I was hoping the top was going to be a bit better. I'm not sure if the top was the right lane to start from. I'm not too sure. Like Callum's got the experience starting out front. I've never really started out front for any type of feature, so I wasn't sure on what to do, and I chose the top. And the first start wasn't too bad, and we were sort of running second for that first lap and got called back for someone spun or whatever. And then the second start, I can't really remember what happened. We just got swamped, and as soon as you start getting bombed or whatever, you just get no rhythm, and you just
freight trained.
Yeah, you're fighting an uphill battle at that point.
Yeah, that would be difficult. Like being in your position, because if you take the top, well, Callum is sliding your first corner. You know, and then if you start at the bottom, you know he rips the top hard. So yeah, just to make a decision and back yourself in, yeah, it would have been difficult. But what ended up causing the incident that made you pull in?
I was just lapping a car, and me and this other car were racing like already, and then come up to lap car, and like we just both went for the same bit of the track. And
Yeah, okay.
there's like nothing in it. Like we actually would have got restarted, but Madsen like come to avoid us and just clipped our rear end and ripped the rear end out and
Yeah,
the
okay.
tire and all that hoo-ha.
Okay, so that was from Kerry, was it then?
Yeah,
Not
so-
the actual
No,
crash.
so the actual crash we just would have got bump started. Like we sort of just got tangled up and
Yeah.
spun to the infield type thing.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And then you had to watch from the infield.
Yeah, I didn't watch much, to be honest. I was sooking.
Do you get to watch much else of the night, or are you just there doing what you're doing?
Like I try to watch like another sprint car heat, or like like I watched both dashes and the B main last night to just keep an eye on the track and see sort of who's running where and like what people are doing. But it's really hard to, especially we're starting to get, some people come down and say hello and all that type of, like sort of more fan interaction. And
Yeah,
that's really
okay.
hard to like actually juggle your time and
Yeah.
still put your tear offs on and, go to have a walk and go to the toilet and all that type of stuff. So I didn't get to watch like any of the midgets or late models. I would like to though.
Yeah, because obviously, yeah, you've got sponsors and you need that social engagement with all the people that do come down and watch. But you have to be both. You have to be fast and a good driver, which means you almost need to be selfish in the capacity and go watch the track. But then you do have to go and, kiss babies and shake people's hands and stuff like that, don't you?
Yeah. Like I'd love to just sit in the trailer and sort of like, cave myself in, but I also like talking to people. So
Yeah.
Dad normally yells at me because don't get in the car too early because I'm normally chin wagon type
Yeah,
thing.
okay.
So yeah.
But you need to have fun as well.
Yeah,
But-
no, we have a lot of fun racing. So.
Fine line. Chat with everyone, talk shit to enough of the fans and watch the track, do that sort of stuff, have fun. It's all a juggling act, isn't it?
Yeah. You just gotta that's where I'm surprised like Callum's got heaps of fans and I'm surprised like how well he does it type thing.
Mate, I walk past that pit sometimes and it's like genuinely 40, 50 people hanging around and he's just chatting to every one of them. Like that every one of them is his best mate. Like he can't believe that they're there. Like, oh, thanks for coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely got a handle on it though, hey?
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely like a juggling act and you see some drivers and, they really struggle like with, that side of it and I think that's why so many of his shirts, like I feel like even if Cal didn't win all the time, he'd still have all those shirts floating around just because he, can chew the ear off anyone.
Yeah. Mate, they have a handle on that merchandise stuff. Like they got temporary tattoos. They got
As soon as I saw the temporary tattoos, I was like, man, there's going to be so many kids running around. Like,
Yeah.
I would love that as a young bloke. So.
Yeah, oh mate, I nearly wanted one. Get one on my forehead or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously I don't know about you, but the rest of the night was pretty good as well. I was down helping a fella, Tom Davies, in a Formula 500. Helping's probably a little bit. I was hanging out with him and scrubbing the mud off his car, but no, Formulas was a good night, mate. Yeah, there was a heap of good race in the speed cars as well. They were really good, and then obviously the old fields in the late models, mate. You didn't get to see any of those other races?
No, I didn't see any other
Yep.
division.
Yeah, well, I'll sort of, talk about it. Cody Taraccio, Stephen Element went head-to-head in that Formula 500. Steve Element got that. Cody was chasing him down. He had a bit of a crash, but the Tarantula ended up with second. Steve Element first. Brendan Marshman, I think I got told he got a brand new engine, a linesman or something from California, and big chunk of change for those things. So he's on the podium. He'll be stoked with that. And then Reece Cummings, my man Tom Davies on the 29. Was a petrol tech. I don't know if you've seen that bus getting around. He's good. Yeah, that was a good race. And then, yeah, just a bit of a tricky track there. Like the track was weird last night. Hey, like
Yeah, it was actually, Christmas and all that was probably a lot cooler than, normal
Yeah.
Chrissy. So track actually had a little bit of moisture in it where it did and didn't really blow off as much as probably what a lot of people would have thought.
what about that? Sorry, I just forgot to ask you. The dash. Oh, how did that pan out for you? What's your mentality? Obviously in front early. Are you thinking they're coming for you, or you just thinking, "Fuck, I got to go"?
I was just thinking I got to go.
Yeah.
And I sort of tried, if you get in the clean air of the sprint car and just try to cut smooth laps, you're normally pretty sorted, not unless you start making mistakes. Clean air is a big thing with the wing cars. So,
Yeah, but it's like you're in the A dash, like surely. But no, that's such a sick result, man. Like you got behind you had Dane Kingshot, Luke Oldfield, Ryan Lancaster, JD Dack, and Justin Whittle, mate. So like particularly Dane Kingshot, mate. That dude cannot do a thing wrong, and you got him.
Yeah, no, I was really happy with that. I was pretty chuffed. Like, me and Dad are just, in the team, like, we're just happy to make an A-dash or a B-dash. I never really would have thought we would have got, actually won one this year, let alone sort of in the near future.
And what about when you got back, where it's everyone gone wild?
Yeah, like, it's sort of like all the family and all that were all happy, but sort of us boys knew we sort of had to get it, just keep the, head down and sort of, no one really remembers who wins the A-dash.
Yeah, it's not a feature win, but still, it's just another thing that you tick off. Like, you got to win a dash before you win a feature.
Yeah, correct. It was a step in the right direction. So
yeah. Nah, sweet, mate. And then, I don't know if you know many of the speed cars fellas. That was an awesome feature race, mate. Yeah, really close racing. The top three were really good. That Jake Andriotti came over for obviously Graham Jones Racing and that, and he's pipped Nash on the very last lap. So Cody led all 20 laps, 19 and a half laps, and he got done in sort of the last corner. So yeah, he's pretty filthy with that. And I spoke to him before. We'll play that interview in a second. And then they had Nick Rowe, the stinker from Carnarvon, mate. He forgot to go to scales after that first heat race win. Yeah. So he got DQ'd from the first heat race. Got a little interview with him as well, mate. So, we'll play them in a minute. But those guys just always put on such good racing. Like, those three were a little bit spread out, but then from, like, Keenan Fleming through to, where was it, like William Douglas in 10th, like 4th to 10th, it was just like car after car and sly jobs and they're flying. It was such a wicked race to watch.
Yeah, the midgets put on great race, and at their bigger shows where they got bigger numbers, it's really good to watch.
Yeah, 15 finished. They had, it looks like 17 started. So that's a decent amount of cars for them, but yeah, there's obviously a few more that could jump in and get going. There's a couple of cars there that didn't turn up, but
yeah. I know Watson, I think he had a crash in the heat.
And that was a big one.
Yeah, we saw today, the poor bugger.
Yeah, they just looked like a little racing and just got caught up, but they in the middle of the straight, like they were moving when he crashed. So that's unfortunate for, is that Patrick Watson?
Yeah, that was Pat. So them boys can both steer properly, like, give them to like a decent opportunity, and they'll blow the doors off most people, I reckon.
Yeah, because Joel was fast in that first heat race. Like, he was giving Nick Rowe everything that he needed, and it's only a restart that really cost him the heat race win.
Yeah, because I used to race against both of them at like dirt carts when we were younger, and both of them are like proper steerers. So
yep. Yeah, and again, just laps in it.
Yeah, just time and money, really.
Yep, relatively new to the sport. Need to keep being out there, keep turning the laps, and yeah, mate. Yeah, so they're unlucky, but probably while we've just knocked off the speed car results, we'll go get another beer and we'll play a couple of interviews, mate. So yeah, we'll mute our mics and just have a listen to this. All right, so on the line here we've got the East Side Concrete 52, Cody Nash. The speed car's driver of the night, or is that what they call it there, Cody? Driver of the night?
Yeah, they're doing something for this Esslinger Triple Crown series, and the fans vote on Facebook. There was the page, and I think on the night they give it till midnight to get your votes in, and then they announced it today that I was lucky enough that people thought I was worthy of it. So it was pretty cool. I think it's $100 cash and a gift bag or something. So yeah, it's cool that people are supporting the Wazza division for sure.
Mate, it's a cool little initiative, isn't it? Like, I seen that this morning, and it was obviously too late for me to vote. But yeah, just one of those little things that the speed cars are doing on their social media platform and stuff like that just helps like create interest and keeps everyone engaged even after the races are over, mate. But yeah, congratulations on that. Pretty good night for you, mate. I know you'd be pretty disappointed with how it turned out, but yeah, sort of just talk us through the feature race from your point of things. Like, everyone would have watched it, but yeah, from your point of view, how did that feature race unfold?
Yeah, it was surprising off the start. We sort of in both heat races, obviously in the first heat, me and Jake come from the rear, and I was in front of him for most of it, and he passed me on the last lap there, and then we were off the front row of the second heat, and I got a good jump, but just chose the wrong line and thought I could rail the top as I usually try to do, and he bottom and beat me there. So it was unfortunately he beat me every race just on the night, but yeah, after the feature I sort of thought, well, I second to someone like him, coming over from America, and he does that for a living, and we're sort of talking he would do more races in the season than I've done in my whole entire career. So I second to him would be just as good as a win, but that's zooming out the window. And I think for first 4 or 5 laps we were side by side and just kept me ground, and eventually, settled in and took away the lead. And the car felt wicked. We found a few things in the shed during the week, just with shocks and just little improvements that it's rewarding when you do stuff like that. It goes a long way. And I sort of settled in, and it's the best I've ever felt in the car, and sort of just, all right, well, I'm in the lead now. Just put some qualifying laps in, and we had a few restarts, and luckily with the track like that, I thought I could get a good jump, and sort of a weird feeling, in the car, when you're going fast, and I sort of thought that no one's near me, but towards the end, I could sort of start to feel it going away a little bit, and was trying to hit me marks, but unfortunately, a bit of tyre wear and this and that, and it's not much I could really do. And seeing the white flag come out, and I thought about trying to sort of go protect, but also it's a bit hard when you're in front, and I thought I was going all right, but seeing him come through, and he's a professional, he knows what he's doing. He probably set that up a few laps beforehand, and when he passed me, he didn't really give me any chance the next corner on the last corner to get him back, and unfortunately I had to settle for second, which it hurts, but I'm just glad to be in that position to lose a feature race, as funny as that sounds.
Yeah, no, you did look really good all night, mate, particularly like the first half of that feature race. I'm just looking at the lap times now. Like, your fastest lap time is so much faster than anyone else's. Like, your top speed, 4Ks out faster than anyone else, and your fastest is 16.0 in the feature, and Jake's second with a 16.4. So, yeah, that car, the 52, was definitely up and about, man. So, I know you obviously learn from it. And the other thing, not just has like Jake would have done more races in it, but just like how quickly they get to repeat their races. Like, they race every 3 days, and if you could just stack that together, like, even if he's raced 4 or 5 years more than you, but if you'd raced 30 times in the last 3 months, like, you're so much more in tune and aware of what's going on, hey?
Yeah, definitely. Like, 30 races in a few months, whereas that's 2 seasons for us, really. And that's given, we've had a few DNS over the last sort of end of last year and start of this year. So you're missing out on seat time. And that's really the most important thing for where I'm at right now is just sitting in the seat and getting laps and learning. And I sort of got to remind myself every now and then that we've got a fast car and we know half what we're doing. It's just, we're probably at the hardest part now. We're on the pace. It's just these next few, tens that you got to find. And, with the guys that we got with Butter and Manders and Harding and obviously Golding's equipment, it's good that we get to race against it, but it's at times, if you're not in the right mindset, it's a bit deflating that we're going fast, but we're still nowhere near the front. So it's just good to be out there. And again, obviously Jonesy's cars are always immaculate, and he always gets good drivers. So even just to be on the pace, and you got the quick time award, the fastest lap of the night, and it's the first time I've got that, and that's just rewarding that we find a few 1%ers in the shed and they work, because I'm sure, as you know, and as anyone else knows, that's in the sport, you can spend so much time just chasing your tail trying to find these 1%ers, and you lose your way a little bit. And I think we somewhat started to do that, but just honestly trying too hard, and then go back to the basics and sort of just let me drive the car and set the car on the blocks as it is, and just adjust it as the night goes. And it's just rewarding that we got to do that and then have the results as well. So it's nice. We only got 2 days or a day to really just look about coming second, then we get to go again and try and avenge that one and go one better. And I'm glad that obviously, Graham Jones is keeping Jake over here for that. And, we still get quality cars and drivers every week at the Motorplex in WA, and we're super lucky with that. And it's obviously with the high limits over here, it's going to be quite the spectacle. So maybe we're saving the first win for that.
Mate, that track, it looked wild, mate. It looked wild. How did it race for you in that feature race?
It was confusing because every time we hit the track, and it's obviously a credit to the Motorplex crew for what they do, but you go out there for the first heat and it's all over the place. Didn't really know where to go, and that's ideal for when you're starting at the rear. But then the next one, you're off the front and you're the guy that's sort of got to pick the line, and everyone else gets a chance behind you to move around. And I think that's probably what got me in the feature, is that I got a good start, and it's a risk to try and change. I didn't feel like I needed to change, but obviously, I from what I've heard, and haven't watched the race back yet, not game enough to, but I watched that. I watched that tonight and try and learn from it. But from what I'm told, is that he was sort of following, but he had a chance to move around and find something. And obviously, our car went away a little bit, and his car sort of come on, but I think it's awesome. I love banging down the fence when it's stick to the fence, but it's somewhat easy. I find that easier a little bit because you got one reference point, and that's the wall. You put the right rear on there, and you set sail. Whereas it sort of forces you to be a bit smarter and potentially take more risks when the track's like that. And that's good for all of us drivers to make us better.
Yeah, look wild, man, and like I said. Yeah, you'd be filthy to let that one go, but I think you'll be better for it, mate. You almost got to lose one to win one, and who knows how many more this will set you up for, mate, because you'll just learn from it, and you have to send the dog tomorrow night and just see what comes from that.
Yeah, that's it. And obviously I got wicked people around me that I have the full support, and like right now we've washed the car and done all the maintenance, and we're at the pub having a beer, having a bit of a debrief, but we're just super excited that we get to go again tomorrow night and see if we can go one better. And if we don't, at least, we get to rock up there and go racing again on a crazy night for West Australian Speedway and the Motorplex. And, I'm glad we're racing, but almost wouldn't mind sitting up at the bar with a beer watching Kyle Larson, Brad Sweet and these guys in our backyard. But, I'm just looking forward to going again. And as always, I'm just grateful to be able to sit in the seat, and thanks to Lee Redmond and Eastside Concrete and Mac Track and all my crew guys and my friends and family that help me do what I do, and hopefully that this is just a start and we've got plenty more years to try and keep trying to win races.
Nah, that's the plan, mate. So that was got two questions for you before we let you cut loose, mate. Where are you rehydrating at the moment, and is Bailey in the car over the next couple of nights?
We're at the Mahogany Inn Creek up in the hills near Mundaring at the moment.
Creek.
Yep.
Sounds fancy.
It's far from it, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Far from it. Oh, it's been done up. It's a nice spot, one of the local places up in the hills. But they got Easy Hazy on tap, so that's all we need.
Perfect.
And Bailey will be in Ian Watts' limited, I think, on the 2nd. It might be the sprint car muster at the Motorplex.
Yep, awesome. Sweet, mate. Yeah, well, thanks for your time, mate. I know, you're obviously rehydrating at the moment, but thanks for cutting loose and giving us a quick update on the night. And actually really stoked for you, mate, to get that, and then for you to you are right there, and it's only a matter of time before you put a full night together. Well, you sort of did put a full night together, but you'll get a win soon enough, mate. And keen to see how you go tomorrow night.
No, thanks for getting me on too. It's wicked what you're doing here, and I listen in every week, and it's awesome. Thank you.
Sweet, mate. We'll come around and have a chat tomorrow night. Good luck, mate, and cheers.
No worries. Cheers, mate.
See you, mate.
See ya.
There you go. Cody Nash, the East Coast Concrete 52, Lee Redmond speed car. Good enough to give us a bit of time. Quality driver. He's gonna knock off a win, no doubt, very, very soon. And the next little interview we had was Nick Rose. Yes, for those that don't know, no show, forgot to go to the scales after his first heat win, and obviously got disqualified as a result, and then that set him back for the rest of the night. But again, the blonde bombshell from Carnarvon, good enough to give us a bit of time, and we spoke to him about half an hour ago, and here it is. All right, I'm here for the second time. The first audio stuffed up, so we gave the great man another call, and he's been kind enough with his time. The Total Tools Rockingham, half of Carnarvon, W3, Nick No Show Rowe, how are you?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad. We just finished up our prep, so just got on.
Yeah, perfect, mate. Thanks for jumping on. I know it seems like we're going to be rehashing it, but just wanted to get your read on the night and how it all went, mate. So last night was obviously Boxing Day night. You've come away with the first heat race. How did that one pan out for you?
Yeah, not great, mate. Obviously, the actual race was bloody awesome with the Watsons and that. And then, everyone's come along pretty well, so it's good to see. But it was good to get the win and that for everyone that supports me. But then to make the silly mistake of not going to scales, like we got back to the pits and old Travis like, "Were you meant to go to scales?" And then I said, some provocatives, and that was about it.
Mate, how did that feel when it actually clicked in your head? Like, fuck, I was meant to go. I'm going to get disqualified for this. Well, how did that actually feel?
Yeah, well, I just unclipped my belts, and then I was like, said to Trav, "Fuck, I'll do my belts back up, back around." And then Trav was like, "No, we just won't say anything, and we'll see what happens." And then I went and got Keenan, and we were going to try and talk some crap and try and see if I couldn't get disqualified, but Jerome wasn't having a bar of it.
So it's Trav's fault really for telling you that just ignore it and it'll go away.
Yeah, pretty much. Otherwise, I would have got off.
That's what we'll run with, mate. And then, yeah, the heat race, you come from pretty deep in that second heat race, hey, for a third, was it?
Yeah, no, I think we started ninth in the heat, and then we ended up running second. But yeah, just
Second.
Dan started up towards the front, and then we chased him down a little bit at the end, but we were never going to get there. But good on him. He does heaps for the sport and deserves it. So good to see him get a result. And then
And then the big feature race for the old Lynx chassis, mate. How did that pan out? You were deep in that one as well, hey?
yeah, I think we started 12th in that. Kind of. I tried to jump and start a little bit, and got checked a little bit, and then and then made a mistake going into one. So my first lap was pretty average, and then that kind of stuffed me for a little bit. It took me a while to get through a few guys, and then I made a decision to change the gear set just for the feature against Chad's advice. So probably give that to me for about a week. But we done that, and then we were quick enough to probably be with them, but we were no quicker or no slower. It would have been good to be in the battle there, but it is what it is. It was pretty good fun coming from the back there, passing guys and having a battle with a few boys.
Mate, the track was really tough, and it looked like quite difficult to slide on and that with the lanes. How were you making your passes?
Yeah, most of it mainly you couldn't really. I thought you passed much in 1 and 2 because there was so many cars running the bottom, and then there was a lot of blokes running the top and cutting back because there was so much lane through 1 and 2, especially for us. I don't know on the sprint, but there was heaps. 3 and 4, it was fairly up. That was mainly where I was doing most of my passing, trying to slide jobs through there. But it was pretty crazy. Gav done a good job on the track, but not often it's
Mate,
that's such a drivey track.
So if you slide through 3 and 4, was that thing bouncing around? Was it pretty rough, or how did it feel?
Yeah, it was pretty rough, especially right up the top of 3 and 4. A few times there. When I was actually, I'd be lying to you if I said I was close to seeing. And when Jake hit the wall, it was fair dinkum, pretty rough, and he hit the wall, and then all of a sudden he gained about 3/10 a lap. I don't know how that works. If I hit the wall, I usually slow down.
Yeah, okay. But so that obviously sets you back a little bit. I think you're about 12th in points and about half of the leaders. I think when we looked before, you were about 27 points, and the leader there, Andriotti's on about 57, mate. But pull the socks up, mate. Get the Lynx chassis all spit shined up. Make sure those pistons are clean and no scorching, and we'll see you back out there tomorrow night, mate. What's the plan now for tomorrow night, mate? Just send it?
Yeah, no, we should be right. I've changed a few different things that I'll be trying something different tomorrow night that I haven't tried. I spoke to Jack, so be interested to see how that goes, and trying to just get it ready for the Australian title more than anything. But $5,000 hopefully tomorrow night would be pretty handy after I wasted that $3,500 last night.
Yeah, mate.
But it hurts. But it's good that Jonesy and everyone brings out all these good drivers because it only makes.
Why did Trav make you lose all that money by not going back to scales?
Well, he's just like that, mate. Probably didn't spend enough on his kids. Enough on his kids' Christmas present or something like that. Probably,
mate. Speaking of which, MATLAB, mate, get yourself one of the best looking mats in the pits. From pit mats, truck mats,
get around him.
No, mate, I seen the MATLAB logo when he got the interview.
No, he does all the different sizes and everything. He's going to make one up for the bottom of your trailer, which is probably 1 metre by 2 metres. So any size you want, he does, and he's a good bloke too. So
and he's a wizard on the designs, mate. Thanks for jumping on, buddy. Yeah, I know it's a little bit quicker than the last one, but it just seems awkward doing 2 interviews in about 5 minutes, mate. So, appreciate you taking another call. Get that thing all looking good. You and Robbo, mate, you both in the shed today?
Yeah, we're in the shed all day today. It took a while for old boy Robbo to come, but me and Jake were in there all day working on the link, and we'll be good to go tomorrow.
Mate, you got any clothes on there? You reckons that you're just always just rolling around Starkers at the house, mate? You dressed today or not?
Yeah, no, I'm dressed. I'm about to walk into a pub, actually, but I'm dressed at the moment.
Where you going?
We're just at the Lager Markets. We're going to have a debrief.
Oh, done. Stay hydrated, boys. Thanks for jumping back on, mate. Appreciate it.
All right, mate. Cheers.
King, see ya.
See ya.
There you have it. There's the no-show. He's a wild man. You had much to do with him, Jack?
I met him a handful of times. I've had a couple of beverages, but nothing too crazy with him. So
yeah, it's pretty hard at the end of the night, isn't it? Because everyone's sort of packing up, doing whatever they're doing. But coming into Speedway, I sort of thought everyone knew each other way more than what they actually do. Everyone knows each other, but they never associate too much. You know what I mean? Everyone's got their sort of little crew, and everyone's busy. So
yeah, it's hard to catch up with people because you got stuff on, and you say good day and how are you, and how's the family type thing, but nothing really more than that.
Yeah, because then obviously by the time you end the night, pack up, and then crack your first beer, it's nearly midnight.
Yeah,
so everyone's got to get home.
You just want to go to bed at that point.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so just while we're doing those, mate, those interviews, we spoke about how you have a driver coach, or not a driver coach, but someone just helping you out with your driving in Ryan Farrell. Mate, I'm really interested in hearing that, because that's something that I think is going to be massive going forward. Is someone there to teach you what you're doing driving-wise. There's lots of car setup stuff, but to have someone there in your corner, particularly Ryan Farrell, maybe the GOAT of WA sprint cars, mate. Just talk about that and how that came about and what he helps you with. And
yeah, so like it sort of just come about through one of our mates. I raced karts with his dad, his mates with Ryan, and sort of mentioned it. And then me and Dad thought about it, and sort of decided to do it like a couple of meets ago. And he's been really handy, just with little things that you just sort of don't think about. And then when he says it, you're like, shit, I probably should have thought about that before. And it's not so much setup, just little things I can do better, and what I am doing and how to improve it, and just little things like with tyres and all that type of stuff. And he's obviously done it before, so he understands the mindset to do it, and sort of tells you, like, don't worry about this, or like, sort of don't need to like win this race. You just need to bank some points here and you'll be fine. So don't try too hard, or you need to go now type thing. So he's just got the experience that we don't have, and we're just trying to shortcut the the experience part.
Is it easier to take advice from Ryan as opposed to someone else? Like, because Speedway's the easiest sport in the world to watch from the hill. Like you can know what someone should do, but like if someone gives you advice that hasn't been in a 410 sprint car doing 140 down the straight with a big wind coming at your face and stuff, like versus Ryan, who has won whatever 30, 40 feature races, whatever he's won, like when he tells you something, does it just sort of resonate a little bit differently?
Yeah, well, he's done it, so there's no excuse not to, if that makes sense. But because like you obviously struggle when some bloke off his armchair is like, oh mate, you got to go pound the fence, and you should have thrown that slider, and you should have done this, and it's easier to listen to someone who's done it, and he understands that you might have not done it because the car might not be super great, or you might not be comfortable, or the move just might have not been there. So he understands that viewpoint. Then he also sees other things that people in the hill don't see, and little mistakes, and he just put 30 together instead of trying to be as fast as possible, put 30 tidy laps together.
Well, and he's onto it. Like, does he pick up little things that you wouldn't have thought he'd notice, or that you didn't think about in the race? Yeah,
like even with the feature last night, we obviously like fell back a bit to start with, but then we passed a couple of cars back, and he was like, through that part of the race, he goes like, "Well, good, we just needed to do that earlier," or he sort of analyzes the race before even we can think about it, really.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because how many would he have started? Plenty, and won. Like,
I'm not too sure how many wins he's got. I think he's like it's like over 60 or something. He's a freak.
Yeah, that's interesting. Hey, and then I just will go through the rest of the results here. But I got the Speedway results. I think at the moment you're 20th overall, which would be disappointing, and it's obviously with the feature race finish there not being what you wanted. Otherwise, mate, you would have been right up the front, even like top 10 finish, and you not to twist the knife or anything, mate. But yeah, it could have been a very, very good night for you, mate. But have you watched the race back?
Nah, not yet. So I'll probably do that when I get home.
Yeah, so I obviously last night and watching it back today. Dane Kingshot, just you can't call it luck because the fucking bloke just does it too often. Like, he had a heat race there, had a massive incident with Taylor Milling. I'm going to start calling him T Millie, but they come together in the heat race, and then somehow Dane gets away with it, like similar to the state title there, where he just like did enough to avoid massive damage. But Dane was he's just on another planet sometimes, mate. He was on last night.
Yeah, they just got the perfect combination. Like, Dane's obviously a really good driver, and they got a really good team, and they've just been doing it for that long. They know what to do, and they're all just, I feel like they just, all that team goes in with one focus, and they're all just working towards the same goal.
Yeah, I was going to message him as well. Obviously, Dane and Matty Cochran, just two boys from Bunbury versus the world, and they come out on top. So that was wicked for them. Yeah, Dane was just very, very good during that feature race. And then Callum Williamson in second, mate, him and Brodie Moller again, like they're just cruising around. Like I know that it's intense in the pits and stuff with them. Like they know what they're doing, but they're just comfortable. They're happy. Like they're sort of just rolling around and again, really fast as well. Brock Zierfoss in third. But yeah, it's such an awesome vibe last night. I'm not sure if you could tell from the infield, mate, but yeah, with Dane and Callum in 1 and 2 versus that field, man, it's so awesome, particularly for like the WA scene, like because now when they beat you midweek, like it almost makes it better for you because they're beating everyone.
Yeah. No, it's pretty cool to see like our local boys actually stand up against the best, and it only puts like the Maddington Toyota Sprint Car Series on top.
Yeah, like if they'll win an our local series and then last night they ran 8th and 9th, like it's still a great result, but then if you were trying to place yourself against that, you go, well, if Dane ran 8th, then I'd be like, I don't know, 15th or whatever it is. But when he wins, you're like, well, if I can keep up with that, that's good enough to win anything.
Yeah, correct. It just shows the quality level of these drivers and teams.
Yeah, like we talked before, like the top 15, mate. But like Caden Manders, he was 14th.
Yeah,
like he's that good.
Yeah, no, it's brutal out there.
Yeah, mate, it's a wild go out there. Then Brock Zierfoss in third. James McFadden, he was coming from a long way. He was behind from qualifying. Then one of the show favourites, Taylor Milling in the 25. He was fifth. He was good for a long time last night as well. And
the fast worm.
Yeah, I love that nickname, mate. And then to be beaten by Brock Zierfoss, Williamson, and Kingshot, like he'd be filthy because he was running third for a long time, and he is a top 5 type car. So yeah, he was third for a long time, but then obviously J-Mac slipped past him, and then Luke Oldfield, he's just solid, hey. He just never does too much wrong, Luke Oldfield.
No, yeah, he's nearly underrated, to be honest. Like, he's obviously not over in Queensland or whatever. He's, quite successful over there, but I feel like he sort of slips under the radar a bit over here.
Yeah, same as the next bloke there in 7th, Matt Eagle.
Yeah.
Fuck, he's
another
good.
underrated driver.
Yeah, he just sort of like isn't like a Callum Williamson fella, like that's really outgoing or whatever, with a massive fan base. So you do sort of not think about him as much. But like Chariots, he's undefeated. Like he's that good everywhere, and that's on his first hit out. So he'll be better. Same as 8th place Jock Goodjoe. Like he's not had the night that they wanted. I spoke to Chad next door. That he was saying that they were just sort of chasing themselves all night, and they didn't quite have the car that they wanted. But that they're that good, that team. They'll fix that, and they'll be back tomorrow night. Gio Selzy, did you see that crash that he had in qualifying?
No, I missed it. So
it was big. It was big.
They're saying the steering broke, eh?
Yeah, Spacer. I've got an interview with Liam Spitzer that we'll play in a minute. But yeah, he just said like some little spacer broke, and that was it. Like a brand new part, like nothing come apart, something broke, and then that whole rewelding frames and everything got him back out for the heat race.
Yeah, I saw the video of it like this morning. It was actually quite a hard hit. So.
Yeah, but as soon as it happened, I was like, back to the shop for them, and that's what Liam said he thought as well. So yeah, credit to that Dan Golding Racing Team, mate, running a two car program. That they had the speed car and that, and yeah, they put both of them in the top 10, and Justin Will in that RBH group, 10th, sort of just a steady enough night for him. Nothing massively flash, but yeah, first night out at the Plex, and he's locked away a top 10, mate. So pretty wicked, mate. Andrew Piolo, Ryan Newton, we spoke about it before, like how tough it is. Ryan Newton, the first 2 races of the season look unbelievable, and then he just was 12th because it's dog eat dog out there.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Mate, crazy. And then we could go through the rest of the field and stuff like that. But yeah, most people would have seen those results. But yeah, it was a bit of an odd night. Do you reckon it was like a little bit different in terms of the results, just with how the track was?
Yeah, I don't know if it was track or just, obviously more cars. It sort of splits it up a bit, and, you might get sort of the odd bloke sort of do better or do worse. Or I feel like I don't really know the rundown of qualifying or all that, but, I sort of feel like there's a lot of guys who should have or could have qualified better, and bit of vice versa as well. So I feel like, qualifying is obviously like the make it or break it point for the points, and that determines your heat. So it just starts your night there.
I think another thing that's a little bit underrated is the pressure. Like, you can have all the setup and stuff, but you would have felt it last night going out for qualifying, like, with knowing how important qualifying is, how strong the field is. Like, I have to do good here. Otherwise, like, it's, if you qualify 20th, like, may as well nearly pack the fucking thing up.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure you get more points for, like, qualifying than you do, like, a heat race. So qualifying actually is more important, and it does seed you for your heat. So.
Yeah, and it's 2 laps, like, start of the night. Like, yeah, it's pretty hectic, hey? So you did pretty good for no hot laps to go as well as you did.
Yeah, and just raw dog it.
Just send the dog. Yeah, so, yeah, a couple of James Inglis didn't have the heat race. I'm not sure what actually happened to him in his heat race, but he actually timed really well. Like, back in his own car, first time out, James, yeah, he went really good. Yeah, Caden Manders in 14th, so Jimmy Inglis was in 16th, just quickly going through the results. Brad Mayolo, a little bit of a different night for him. Like, he's been really strong to start the year, and I'm not sure what happened with Brad down in 18th. JK, Jason Kendrick, 19th. Cameron McKenzie, first night back in the car to make the feature, put it in top 20. Like,
so
yeah, he won't be stoked with it, but first night back, and everyone else has had a bit of a run at it, so he's pretty good. JD Dack, Matt Jewell, over from America. Do you know much about that, Matt Jewell?
Not really. Like, I know he's a Knoxville regular, I think. Okay. So I'm pretty sure he's actually, quite decent around there. So.
Okay, and then, Lancaster, Chirkop, Corey Eliason. It looked like he thought he was going to get back on, but it might have been like a diff issue or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what happened with that.
Yeah, I thought he had a flat or something. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, and then obviously, the DNFs, mate. It's Eliason, Madsen, yourself, and Daniel Harding. Daniel Harding, he can't just get a run at it, the poor bloke.
Now, what happened there?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's looking like his stop speed's only 113. He did 6 laps, and then I didn't see a crash, or maybe I just didn't watch hard enough. But yeah, it just looked like he pulled in.
Yeah.
But yeah, mate. So what's the plan? Oh, actually, before I do that, I'll just quickly just play the interview. We got Liam Spitcher. He's the crew chief of the Dan Golding Racing 71 speed car, the sprint car. They got Gio Selzy over, and yeah, he was good enough to give us a bit of a time in between working on the cars, and gave us a bit of a rundown of what happened last night. So listen to that one, and then we'll wrap this big girl up. All right, so on the line at the moment, we've got Liam Spitcher, crew chief of the Dan Golding Racing speed cars, 2 speed cars, a 360 and a 410 in the stable, mate. Is that what you're in control of?
Yeah, that's what we've got going on this year. Started off with the midgets a couple of years ago, and I'm slowly been building up, and boss wanted to have a crack in a sprint car, so really building that up as well.
Nah, sweet, mate. Thanks for jumping on. I know it was last minute. I just flicked you a message, and yeah, we got it going pretty quickly, but yeah, mate. So Boxing Day last night, pretty hectic night for you. Obviously not the start you wanted, but how hard is it to juggle, like a top end speed car and a top end 410, mate? Is that much of a struggle for you now, or you're sort of across that sort of stuff?
I guess we've run a couple of cars multiple times the last couple of years, so you kind of get used to it, and it really comes down to the people you got around you. You got a lot of good crew guys and people that know what they're doing, and people you can trust. Tonka and Dom and Shane and Chalker, they all show up, and they're all really good race car mechanics. So it takes the stress out of my hands, and I can just oversee things and make sure things are running how they need to. So yeah, it's not too bad.
What do you prefer to work on, mate, then a sprint car or the speed car?
It's fun building a midget. It really is. I don't know. That's where I started, and they're a machine to work on. They're definitely harder to work on and definitely more frustrating at times, but I've been wanting to get back to sprint car racing. I've done, sprint car racing in the past with Harding and in America and all these things. So I've wanted to get back into sprint car racing at some point. But yeah, there's always be a place in my heart for the midget racing, that's for sure.
Yeah, yes, particularly with the equipment that you guys have, like neither would be bad, but
yeah. Oh no, yeah. Dan Golding provides, the best equipment and resources and everything we need to go and have some fun and be competitive as well, which is always good.
And then last night, mate, obviously, yeah, you had Gio Selzy come over. Is that sort of the first time you've met him, or have you got a previous relationship with him?
I've been tied up with Gio, I guess, maybe 7 or 8 years now, just on and off. We did World Series with Gio's brother Dominic, maybe 2017 that was. And after that, I'd already worked on some sprint cars in America, and then I went and worked for their family sprint car team, 2018. And then from there, me and Gio have kind of been in touch, and every time I've gone to America, I've kind of either stayed at his place or caught up with him, and there was an opportunity to go sprint car racing in Australia, and that's the first car I called.
Yeah, that's sick. And then, obviously last night he just had some sort of equipment failure in qualifying. And to be honest, mate, I was like, oh, that's a pretty big dump. Did you think that you're going to get the car back out on track?
Yeah, unfortunately had a component in the steering wheel, a spacer, brand new, fail, which is, it wasn't cool. But at the time, first instinct was let's go back to the shop and put a new one together, because the high limit races are pretty important coming up here. But once I didn't actually recognize that we recorded a time on the first lap and that the time was half decent. So once we kind of picked up on that, and there was a chance to get Gio some more laps, and the car, we replaced everything on that car apart from the tail tank. We were even welding panel bars in it at one point before the heat race there. So it was really just to try and get some laps, and you're representing sponsors and your team and everyone that puts in the time to go race. So it is worth it to get it back out there. Yeah,
right, mate. So sorry, mate. Yeah, I just got the kids in here. I'm looking after them. And sorry. And yeah, mate. So yeah, wicked for you guys to get out. I spoke to Brody Moller about this, but it's just wild when you guys are working on the car and there would have been 100 people around that pits watching. Is that not annoying for you, but almost like, are you a little bit like conscious of all the eyes on you while you're trying to get that car going?
To be fair, you probably don't. I don't think anyone who's in that situation even notices that. Your only focus is kind of getting the thing back together and making sure that everything goes back together correctly. So, like I said, we got really good guys. Knew we were relatively prepared going into Speed Week. So, just making sure everyone's doing their part, and sort of as soon as it happens, give everyone a roll. Hey, you're working on the front end. Hey, you help me with the rear end. You change the steering gear. And just make sure everyone does their job and everyone's focused. And yeah, I don't think you really pay attention to all the people, but I did notice there at one point that there was a bunch of people around. But I think it's cool for the fans to see that happen and see how it all plays out.
Yeah, mate, it's special that the fans, particularly at the Motorplex, they can actually come down and see it. So I don't blame people for coming and wanting to have a look, because usually they would only see little snippets of that on TV. But to see you boys, like, it's almost like an ant's nest. Everyone's flying around. Like you said, mate, everyone actually, when I was watching, they knew exactly what they needed to do. And yeah, not only did you get it back going, you got it back out for the heat, and he's obviously had a decent run and ended up 9th. But yeah, it's not what you guys would be hoping for. It's not what Gio would be hoping for. But considering the start to the night, even finishing a feature race, you would have been pretty stoked with.
Yeah, no, definitely didn't go there to run 9th or anything like that. But yeah, good recovery from the boys and some sort of notes, and getting Gio some laps at the Motorplex before this next 3 nights of high limit is probably the biggest thing, because he's never been around there. But at the same time, races at 60 different racetracks a year, so it's not too big of a concern. But salvage something and got the car out there and put the sponsors out there. So yeah, there's pros and cons to it all. But yeah, obviously not what we were looking for, how we wanted to start it all.
Yeah, almost just look at it like a practice night. But that track was pretty wild. It's pretty different to what I've seen before. Was it difficult for you to try and read and to get your head around how the track was playing out?
A little bit. It's just kind of, you just play it as it comes, and it was a little different last night, and it's probably not what people were expecting. But I guess the team and the guys who are able to follow that the best in the night are normally the ones that are going to run up front. Like, I think a lot of, probably the top 10, 15 cars here at the moment during Speed Week are all capable of winning. It's just who does the best job on the night at the time. So obviously the 2 car was really good there. Dan and Maddie did a really good job, and hopefully we can get ourselves near the front here over the next couple of nights.
And what's the program for you guys? Obviously Gio will be in the sprint car. Is Dan running the speed car tomorrow night?
He's not going to run tomorrow night, I don't believe. There's a 360 race on the 2nd of January at the Motorplex as part of the Speed Week. So he's going to run that, and I think that'll be it. So not too hectic.
So Sorry, are you guys?
Focus on the sprint car stuff a little bit here for a couple of nights.
Yeah, so it's just Geo and the high limit for the next 3 nights.
Yeah.
That's sick. You guys will just lock in and sort of see what result you can bang out, mate. But yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes because I didn't feel like we truly seen what Geo's got just because he would have been a little bit behind the 8 ball just starting from the night. But that first qualifying lap, like what was that? Like his 5th lap around there's hot laps and then that so he timed really well on his very first lap and it was looking good until obviously the part failure. But yeah, you got to have high hopes coming into the next 3 nights.
I got full confidence that GSL's is going to do his job when he's on the racetrack. So if I can hold up my end of the stick and Dan Golding gives us everything we need here. So it was a half decent first qualifying lap and just got to try and see if we can do that again, I guess. So I think the track's going to change a lot here over the next couple of nights and probably be very different to what it was on Boxing Night as well. So we'll see. Try and regroup a little bit here over today and go again.
Nah, that's awesome, mate. Thanks for jumping on and giving us a bit of an update. What's going on at Dan Golding Racing, mate? Appreciate it. And yeah, I'll pop in and have a chat with you over the next 3 nights, mate. Good luck with everything and hope it all goes well for you.
No worries, mate. I'd look forward to meeting you.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Have a good night. See ya.
See you, mate.
There you go. Mate, he knows what he's talking about. Hey, when I was speaking to him just quickly before we recorded that, mate, he's very switched on, Liam. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about and it must be pretty hectic running like top level speed car and a top level 410.
Yeah, well, he does, the midget and the sprint car, so, crops to him, and both, top tier cars.
Yeah. There's 2 speed cars. There's a 360 and a 410.
Yeah, busy boy.
Yeah, it'd be hectic. Okay, one would be hard enough. Mate, and then, sort of the last thing that we need to cover off on the Boxing Day night, mate, is obviously the late models. Did you catch any of it?
No, I didn't get to watch any of it.
Just doing your own thing, yeah. Yeah, obviously they always run at the end of the night. They like that thing nice and slick. So yeah, they got a pretty rough, juiced up little track. But Warren Oldfield got a brand new car, the 15. He's won, only just in front of Joe Chalmers. Do you know these boys?
Yeah, I know the Oldfields a little bit.
Yep.
My younger sister dates by Oldfield, so
okay.
I hear a little bit of the late model stuff. But
yeah.
I actually don't know any of the Oldfield brothers too well.
No, I need to do more into it. Like it's just. It's like you get to there and it's just you're busy doing your own thing and you're trying to get everything sorted. But yeah, I need to get over there. Craig Nylander's been good enough to reach out a few times and he sort of walked me through one night. And yeah, hopefully over the next 3 nights I'll get in and learn a little bit more about these big angry things because they're the loudest car in the pits.
Yeah, they are loud. They're actually a pretty cool little race car. They got like 5 shocks or too much brain power for a sprint car guy.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes. Like when you can get caught out just like walking across like the road there, sometimes like one of them comes around, they rev it. Fuck, man, it's that loud and they're so angry looking, those cars.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously the Oldfields, mate, I don't reckon you can have a podium at the Motorplex without one of them on it. But Jamie Oldfield in 3rd, Luke Halliday, Rod Massara, Kenny McPherson, Veronica McCann, 7th. I know she got sent rear of the field, so she's come back first night in the car after she broke that ankle. Do you see the photos of that ankle?
Nah.
Oh my God, mate. She mutilated that
Toasted.
thing. Went to America. She's had a drive and all that sort of over there. Landed, it sounds like, hire car, gets to the house, literally steps out of the car, snaps ankle.
Oh, bugger.
Done. Comes back here and yeah, that's her first night out. So she's done pretty good because my ankles take 12 months before, when you do a ligament. She snapped the thing. So yeah, to be back in the car that quick it's obviously pretty good, but I bet you should be sore and it'd still be a bit of an issue trying to work that ankle in the car. So yeah, well done. Yeah, rear of the field. I think she hit a lapper and got sent in rear of the field. Brad Smith in 8th, Freddie Kinsella 9th, Jake Hardy 10th. And then, the rest of the guys, few DNFs. Yeah, obviously, notably the Osho, Brad Blake, Brad Oldfield as well, David and Matt Nylander. Matt doesn't look like he started. So, yeah, unfortunately for those Nylander boys, they just haven't had the luck. They seem to be fast. It says DNF, but David did 20 laps, so I'm not exactly sure what happened there. He wouldn't have come there because he's a good peddler. He knows how to steer that thing around. But, yeah, the late models, mate, they're pretty wild.
Yeah, no, and they got no engine room either. So some of their big motors are bloody huge, and
Was there no engine rule?
No, I think they base it off because I know a lot of the crate engines are pretty, they go good, but I think there's if you run say a crate engine, you can be your car's lighter.
Yep.
So it is, they're just trying to make the cost effective, so if you can't afford a big motor, you can have your car lighter to try and make it even on the track. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think, I'm probably wrong because I don't know much about these things, but I think Warren runs one of those crate engines.
Yeah, I know one of the Oldford brothers runs a crate engine.
Yeah, and he goes good. And they told me to come and have a look at it because the 15 is a brand new car, I believe, and I got told it's a work of art.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully that's on the agenda for me tomorrow night, night one of the High Limit Series, mate. What are you thinking heading into it, mate? Are you excited, or you want to make amends for the feature race? Where's your sort of mindset at heading into arguably the biggest race in Australian sprint car history?
Just sort of hopefully, we'll get our tyres and get organised, and hopefully have a pretty relaxed day tomorrow. And just sort of start your night at hot laps. Just try and make hot laps the best, and do qualifying and really see where you end up from there. Then, if you're buried in your heat, try and move forward. And if you, make the invert, or I'm not too sure what the format is. So if you make the invert, just try and move forward and bank points and, take each race by the horns and do the best you can.
Just while we do it, I think I was just flicking through before. It looks like Gavin Migro only just released the actual format maybe an hour ago.
Yeah.
So
okay,
within 24 hours of the event. So we'll just see if I can quickly manipulate the format here. So the format, top 4 prelim, lock into finale. Yeah, so it's 8 lap heat races. There will be no qualifying on the final night. Obviously, whatever. Yeah, so it's reasonably standard, mate, but I guess it doesn't really matter. You just send it every time you go out there and hope for the best.
Yeah, you just try and move forward when you can, and just try to survive. I feel like that's going to be the biggest thing, is just try to survive. There's going to be some, DNFs and just people pushing as hard as they can, really. So
what's your mentality, though? Is it to get your best individual race results you can, or are you actually trying to see where you can end up over maybe the High Limit Series on its own or Speed Week in its entirety?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. We don't really points race, but I wouldn't say, we race each night like it's our last.
Yep.
We just try to play smart. We don't aim to tear up or do anything stupid. So we just try, being a small budget team, we just try to survive to make sure, we can even get to the end of the Maddington Toyota Sprint Car Series.
Yeah. And when you say that, obviously you are a smaller budget team, but you've got some great partners that do help you out. And one of the ones that I've always seen on there is that MDA Transport. Is that family, friends, or who's that?
It's one of the dad contracts for him for work, and he sponsored me since go-karts in the beginning. Then he stepped up to a major sponsor this year, and he's helped our team take the next step into committing to most of the series, or hopefully the full series. And just making our life really a little bit easier with the budget, and we can put that money elsewhere and keep investing it into the team.
And that's MDH Transport. What do they actually do? Is that
they're all side tipper work and everything up north really. So he only started up. I think it was 2 trucks, him and his old man, I think. And now I think he's got a fleet of 40 or something road trains. So he's having a proper crack at it.
Yeah, having a big dip, mate. MDH Transport. And who else is on the car? Is it all sort of family associated stuff?
Yeah, it's a little bit through Dad's work. So Dad's just truck driver. So we got East Pilbara Tyre Service.
Not just that's me too, mate.
No, it's how we're here. Nothing wrong with truckies.
No.
But we got East Pilbara Tyre Service. They obviously Dad uses them for truck tires, and then they came on board, and they sponsor a lot of race cars down there.
He loves it. Who is that? Do you know?
That's Cheesy. So,
Cheesy.
Yeah. So he actually races a street stock, and you look around, he's on most cars.
Everything. Shout out Cheesy, mate. You're a legend.
Yeah. Then we got Roland Contractors. He jumped on board. He drove past our house one day type thing and saw this race car in there, and used to race go-karts with his young bloke, and he was like, jump on board. Then we got Total Tools Rockingham and CME Boiler Making and Power Control Products. They're just in Canvale, and we actually got them on board. Just I went in there for work, and they were simming there, and they would watch Night Thunder, and jumped on board because of it. So
who was that? Who's got the sim?
The Power Control Products.
What's that?
So they're just like an electrical supply group, pretty much. So they just sell anything Sparky related.
What, did you jump on the sim?
No, I didn't. No, I'm terrible on that.
No, well, I'm trying to get one in here. Tommy Payette's got. It seems like there's like a communal sim that all the boys here have, and we were waiting for Tommy Payette to drop the thing off so we can all have a rip in it. So I think he listens. So Tommy, if you're listening, mate, throw that thing on the back of the ute and bring it down to TPE. And then, yeah, mate, that's wicked. And I don't think people truly understand how much sponsors help people get on the track. Like, it's genuinely, if they're not there, the car's not there.
Yeah, 100%. Like, if it wasn't for our sponsors, we'd probably only do, a couple shows, and it just makes life easier. Like, it takes a little bit of pressure off you at the track because, there's not so much money, but, like a lot of consumables, degreaser and truck wash and just little things that you don't think about. And that's where you save a lot of money. You can put that back into the race car.
Yeah, it's like death by 1,000 carts, hey, like 50 to 100 here, 100 here, 100 here, and then all of a sudden you're like, fuck, where did all that go?
Yeah, it's the little things that add up.
Yeah, sweet, mate. No, that's awesome, mate. And the merch, just the team shirts look sick. Do you guys sell the team shirts, or is it just what sort of merch have you got available?
Yeah, we don't sell crew shirts, but yeah, we sell just like hoodies and normal shirts. Then we've got a handful of white shirts that look pretty cool. So come down and grab one if you want.
Yeah, is it FPOS, cash? How does everyone get their hands on it?
Yeah, we do FPOS and cash.
Yeah,
so cash is king though.
Yeah, it always is, mate, isn't it? Keep all that money to yourself. And yeah, sitting old Matty Owen now, mate, it looks sharp. I like those crew shirts. They look as good as anyone else's in the pits, hey?
Yeah, no, 81 Raceway did a real good job on them. So, quick and easy to deal with.
Perfect, mate. Well, yeah, thanks again for coming in. We we debriefed the Boxing Day races. We got a big night tomorrow night. If you see Jack, cruise down to the pits and try and buy some merch and introduce yourself. And yeah, if you're a sponsor, come and touch base and see if he needs any tyres or whatever he needs. So thanks for coming in, mate. It's been awesome, and good luck for the next 3 nights and the rest of the season. Hopefully this is just chapter 1. We'll get you back in for another chat. And yeah, I'm going to be trying to get around doing my post-race interviews and stuff like that. So I'll come in and see how the night went, mate. Yeah, need to say anything before you go, mate?
No, not really.
We're going to have one more beer and then we'll head home. Thanks, guys, for listening. Yeah, thanks to my sponsors as well. Fuck, I've forgotten them again. I always do this. So, yeah, Upfield Designs have jumped on board. BKB Plumbing and Gas, The Knife Merchant. I'll play the thing in after this, and make sure you listen. RBS Project Solutions. I'm just looking for my quick sponsor reads here. Matt Lab, Trav Armstrong got me out of. He's sorted me out with something else. He don't want to share that he does it for everyone, but we'll have something pretty cool lined up here soon. And then obviously TPE Group, who give us the office here. Chris and the rest of the boys do a wicked job, and yeah, we wouldn't be here without them. So listen to the sponsor reads. Thanks for listening. See you at the track. This episode has been brought to you by the following businesses. If you're in the market for anything these sponsors can help you with, please use them. Let's get behind the people who support the sport. See you at the track. BKB Plumbing and Gas. For all your plumbing needs in the Pilbara, contact Brody and his dedicated team. From domestic water softeners to large-scale commercial projects, BKB Plumbing and Gas. They've got you covered. RBS Project Solutions. RBS is based in the Pilbara and specialise in structural, mechanical and piping projects. RBS is bolstered by strong field supervision and leadership, ensuring successful execution of projects across the mining and oil and gas sectors. TPE Group, proud sponsors of many Western Australian race cars, local speedway and sporting clubs, and all-round motorsports enthusiasts. The Knife Merchant, a cut above. Premium quality knives including the world-famous Victorinox for fishing, camping, kitchen, butchering and outdoor lifestyle knives. Find them on Instagram and online at thenifemerchantaus.com. That's thenifemerchantaus.com. MatLab, where creativity meets functionality. MatLab specialise in crafting custom mats tailored to your unique style and needs. Jump on Instagram to see their work for the likes of Cricky Motorsports, Williamson Motorsports and many others in the pits. Have a look at their stuff and see what they can do for you. Ironwood Projects. If you are looking for reliable carpentry services in the Karratha and in the Pilbara, look no further. Ironwood Projects is locally owned and operated. Toby and his team specialise in all aspects of commercial and residential buildings. Contact them today.